Okay, good afternoon. I am again with Chef David Burke, television celebrity, cookbook author, philanthropist, and one of the leading pioneers in American cooking today. Good afternoon, David. And
Good afternoon.
how are you and your family doing?
We're doing okay, thank goodness. Thank you.
Very good, very good. I know, David, the restaurants aren't doing too good. You own and or operate restaurants in New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C. Are they all closed now? Are they open for takeout? How are you operating?
The three New Jersey restaurants, one is in Fort Lee, one in South Orange, and one in Seabright. They're all doing curbside pickup and or delivery. Some of them are delivering groceries, and they're doing that in an effort to keep a little bit of momentum. The restaurants in New York are all closed. DC is closed. You know,
When you were at full capacity, how many people did you employ in those restaurants?
well, we managed 500, almost 500 employees. Some of our restaurants are owned, some are managed. So there's about 500 people affected that were working under the David Burke management, and that's a lot. It's a lot.
Did you have to lay most of those people off?
Oh yeah, yeah. Almost all. Almost 95%.
Have you been able to gather any information or get any relief from your banks or your landlords?
Well, there's been a process. We were excited about the packages that were being offered. It's just difficult to get through to the banks. We were, Citibank is the bank we banked with. We still can't get through to them. We can't fill out an application.
Yeah,
So it's frustrating. Some
having
other some other opportunities for grants and some other personal loans we worked on, but the loan we think we finally got through with something, but the employee assistance loan with the payroll loan is very difficult to get through.
yeah,
And
I'm
there's
having the
people
same
that still
problem.
haven't gotten their unemployment checks, and this is going on week 3 or so now. It's starting to get a bit frustrating, and we got to figure out how to we got to be able to get through and communicate, and there's got to be some cash flow.
I'm having the same problem with Wells Fargo Bank. They stopped taking application. They said they got filled up in the first 2 days. So I don't know, when these payroll protection loans are going to come through, but hope for everybody and everybody, all small businesses, that they come through pretty soon.
Yeah,
It'll be hard to keep going without those.
yeah.
How about your landlords? I know you have landlords in New York, and how are they treating you? How are they
Uh,
working with you?
the landlords and at least the landlords I'm dealing with have been receptive to the renegotiation. They understand. Our landlords have come out. One of them, David Burke Tavern, and basically, we're not paying rent for at least 3 months. Probably going to be 6 months. We just can't. Well, first of all, we have no income. We've been costing, so we have to figure out and work together what'll be the best solution. We have a 10-year lease there still. We want to be there for a long time. We're good tenants. Been with her for about 10 years already. So we'll figure that one out. I'm not that concerned with that one. And then there's other ones, but in general, the leases have to be adjusted and they have to be changed because New York's just plain out too expensive. And I don't think you're going to have the influx of tourism right away. You're not going to have the ability to fill your restaurant right away. So you'll be working at half capacity and you shouldn't be paying full rent. So there's going to be plenty of negotiations when it goes to that. New York's a very difficult place for small business right now.
That leads me right into the next question. If whether this takes 3 months or 6 months, when we come out of this, what do you think that the restaurant landscape is going to look like?
Good question. There's people that are saying it's the restaurant industry is doomed. I don't believe that. I think the restaurant business will be back strong. It's just going to take a little bit of time, encouragement, and building of confidence. I think we're going to learn things from this. I mean, we got to remind ourselves this virus was not caused from a restaurant. It wasn't caused from unsanitary food. It wasn't caused from unsanitary restaurant workers. The restaurant workers got hit hard, but we weren't the cause of this. But is there room for improvement in sanitation and hygiene in all areas where there's large crowds? Yes. And we'll learn from that, especially in restaurants, but it's not a foodborne illness. So I think once people get back to, once we start to re-engage with each other, restaurants will one day be back in full swing as they were, And I don't believe that the restaurant industry is gloom and doom. I really don't. I think the restaurant is on a strong foundation. It needs money. If it doesn't get an influx of money and help from the government or the insurance companies, a lot of restaurants will close. And I think people will, I think takeout is here to stay, even on the high level. And I think curbside is another thing that could be, that you might see in higher end restaurants, like a drive-through. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So yeah, we learn things and we adapt. So, but I think the restaurant business, 18 months, 2 years, will be back on its humming along like it once was.
That's encouraging. What do you think about space capacity when these restaurants reopen? Do you think that the customers are going to want to jam in like they used to, or do you think they're going to want the 6 foot social distance spacing between them and their table?
I think there's going to be a time. There's going to be a time where people are going to advertise. We have, spacious dining areas. We have separate rooms and all that. And then, like all things in America, it'll go back to a certain normalcy. Will it be like New York City where you're sitting on top of people? I don't know. It all depends on how this thing gets handled. If they knock this virus out and they get the right medicine and the vaccines that we know are okay. I mean, and we understand it. I think, people are going to go to theater. They're going to go to ride the subway. They're going to go to crowded concerts and arenas. I think so.
We all have different problems and difficulties with our own businesses, but what has been your biggest personal challenge during this crisis, this pandemic?
Well, the concern of making sure that the employees are getting unemployment is one challenge. I mean, that's really a concern. It's out of my hands. Communication, it's very good. We're living in a world where we can communicate, and we can do this video right now from being isolated. So the communication is good. The off-premise meetings is good. The challenges are just not knowing when we're going to get going, and whether or not to, and when to ramp up and when to sit back. We don't want to just sit around and then all of a sudden they pull the trigger and say, okay, now you can open, and we're not ready. So we're doing some spring training, I guess, on the sidelines, so to say, getting ready to reopen. But we're going to have to reopen all the restaurants at the same time. So it's going to be, we'd like to call it a lot of organized chaos fun, but it's going to be hard. It'll be hard, and then you need the finances to do this.
Yeah.
One of the struggles we're having is restaurateurs, myself, chefs, and restaurateurs in general. When there's a crisis, we usually can feed people. We have cash flow. Our restaurants are open. People go to restaurants to socialize and get news. But now, without any cash flow for us, it's hard. Our hands are tied and we're stuck at home. So we can't just go back and turn the gas on and start making meals. We are helping with Feed the Heroes, a platform we put together where we're taking donations. David Burke, Feed the Heroes, and we're putting some of our workers back to work with that money so that they can make lunches and sandwiches and box to go things for first responders, healthcare workers, and restaurant workers that are in need.
Well, that's a good thing, and that's I think that's one good thing that comes out of this. This bad thing is that people are helping people. Americans are reaching out, and you've done a lot of philanthropic work in the past, and you continue to do this even during this virus. I guess winding up today, David, if you could share something with your fellow restaurateurs, what would it be?
Well, I would just say, listen, we're resilient. We work in a very tough industry. I can't say we've been through this before, but you know what? I think that stay confident. And we know we're not afraid of hard work. We just have to work hard and get it back together. And I think we got to believe in each other, and we got to believe in the fact that the business will come back, and do not give up. We live in a great country. There's going to be a lot of help, and people are going to help each other get back on their feet. So do not give up. Stay positive.
How about your customers? What message would you like to give them today?
Save their money and spend it in restaurants. We're looking forward to seeing our guests, and thank the guests that are supporting Feed the Heroes and any other charities and any other platforms out there that are helping feed people. That's I see the names coming through, and I appreciate it. So we look forward to them. Listen, we're in the hospitality business. a lot of our acquaintances and friends are our customers because we spend so much time at work, and and our work is our life, and that's part of the restaurant business.
Well, David, look,
And our
thank you
life
for your
is
time today.
profitable, so.
I hope this all ends very soon for you, for your fellow restaurateurs, and for every American. Keep the faith, stay positive, and let's bring this to an end together. All right.
I got it. Thank you. Thanks for speaking
Thank
with
you.
me.
Thank you for your time, and you have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.